Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Young and the Restless sees Sally Spectra Cartney Hope dating Billy Abbott Jason Thompson, but to me, it doesn't feel like a soulmate situation. We're thinking Sally should cut Billy loose and get a new man or go back to an old one. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we're going to discuss which guy we think Sally should slide into her life to replace Billy Boy. But hey, hit that subscribe button before we get into it. Alright, so Sally's with Billy right now, but it just doesn't feel like lasting love. Let me know what you think in the comments, but I'm not seeing it. Let's face it, Billy, so far in his life, has been nobody's happily ever after. He's been with a lot of women. Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinel, Chelsea Lawson, Newman Melissa, Claire Egan, Lily Winters, Crystal Cowell, Sharon Newman Sharon Case, Heather Stevens Vale Bloom, Phyllis Summers Michelle Stafford, and Mackenzie Browning Kelly Kruger, just to name a few. There's more than that. And many of these ships blew up because Billy just cannot curb his worst impulses. I mean, he's not always to blame for the breakups, like with what happened with him and Chelsea since she cheated with Adam Newman Mark Grossman. But overall, I would say more often than not, Billy is to blame for when his relationships implode. And I will say, with Sally that Billy is doing pretty well right now. And to give him full credit, he was a good boyfriend to Chelsea before she cheated. And Billy has gone from co-commiserator with Sally to being a good friend to now being a pretty good boyfriend. So far, Billy hasn't been bad to her, but he's a pretty erratic guy, and that's why most of the time things don't work out for him romantically. So, we're going to talk about some other romantic options for Sally if she decides to dump Billy, or he does something to blow up their relationship. Alright, the first possibility we have is one of Sally Spectra's Genoa City exes, Nick Newman Joshua Morrow. He is single as a Pringle. He has been for a long time since he and Sally split. And just recently, he lied to his sister Victoria. He totally punked her and viewers and said he had eloped and remarried Sharon in Europe. And that really ticked off a lot of chick fans who had been waiting on a reunion. Got them all excited for literally just a minute. And then Nick let everybody down and he revealed he was pulling Victoria's leg. Totally not cool. Anyway, Nick's single and he does have a complicated but very loving relationship with Sally. I thought they were great together. Their only problem was Adam, and the fact that Sally wasn't completely over Adam. Plus, Sally being pregnant with his baby was kind of awkward, and it was just really bad timing for Nick and Sally because in the end, Adam was the main roadblock. But I think if Sally and Nick tried again, they could work because I do think she is well and truly over Adam. And just as Nick told Victoria, it looks like he and Sharon are going to stick to the friend zone. And let's face it, Sally's not in love with Billy. Not yet. And I hope she doesn't fall because, they're not that serious. And I just don't think you can take him seriously. So if they split, I don't think Sally would fall apart. And many fans would love to see Nick and Sally reunite and see her getting away from Billy Boy. All right. Number 2 to talk about, of course, is Adam. If a reunion between Sally and Nick isn't in the cards, maybe they'll do one for Sally and Adam. And of course, he's happily back with Chelsea right now, but there's a pretty big faction of Young and the Restless fans that do not like Adam and Chelsea together. To me, it seems forced. And if you recall, literally, Victor Newman Eric Bredin nagged at Adam, basically forcing him to give it a shot. And then Adam nagged at Chelsea before she agreed to give it a shot. So, it just doesn't feel organic. And for many fans, the chemistry between Adam and Sally was a lot better than with Adam and Chelsea. Plus, Adam and Chelsea are bickering over Billy right now because Chelsea doesn't want Victor and Adam to attack Billy. Chelsea's made it clear she'll keep fighting to stop Newman Media from going after Billy. And of course, Adam doesn't like that. He's his father's son. So, there's trouble in paradise. Let's be clear, between Chelsea and Adam. And he may also sense that Chelsea has unresolved feelings for Billy. Because if you remember, Chelsea didn't want to break up. She kept fighting to get Billy to forgive her, and to reunite to stay with her. And it would be kind of ironic if Adam lost Chelsea to Billy because of residual feelings the same way Nick lost Sally to Adam. All those unresolved emotions. And Young and the Restless could eventually send Adam back to Sally because a lot of fans really like them together. All right, number 3 is somebody who would be totally new as a potential pairing for Sally. That's Daniel Romalotti Michael Graziati. He is going to need some romance once his heart heals after losing Heather. And Daniel and Sally Courtney Hope would be a couple that Young and the Restless has never tried. I think Sally and Daniel could be really fun and kind of a refreshing change of pace. They're both creative, so that might work. Plus, Daniel is still looking for a new career path, and Sally might be looking too if she leaves Billy because she would also leave her job. So, she and Daniel might be good collaborators on some creative project together. I think it's a possibility. Something to think about. Sally and Daniel could be cool. All right, number 4 could be fun, but also out of nowhere. Imagine Sally with hunky newcomer Holden Novak. Nate Hastings' Sean Dominic could appreciate it if Holden gave up on Audra Charles' Suleika Silver and started looking at Sally. Despite Damian Kane Jermaine Rivers offering Holden that job in LA this week, we all know the guy's going to stay in Genoa City because Nathan Owens is on contract on Y&R. And let's face it, Hold is way too hunky to leave single. And Sally's gorgeous. She's in a relationship with an unreliable guy who is bound to screw up soon. Plus, Audra would probably appreciate Sally taking Holden Nathan Owens' attention off of her because she's happy with Nate. Heck, Sally's pal might even set her up with Holden. All right. And now, our 5th and final option for Sally would be gorgeous former physician, Nate. Obviously, Audra and Nate are together, but because of Audra's risky scheme that she's got going with Victor, she and Nate seem doomed. I just cannot see Audra being able to pull off breaking up Kyle, Abbott, Michael Mealer, and Claire Grace, Newman, Haley Aaron, in order to get her new company Vibrati financed by Victor, and do this without losing Nate in the process. And if Nate and Audra's romance blows up, obviously Nate would be single, and he could be an option for Sally. Of course, that wouldn't be good for her friendship with Audra, but that actually would just make things even messier, even soapier. Not many people stay in relationships for too long on soaps, so things could be shaken up soon. We'll see how it goes. But I just personally am not feeling Billy and Sally as a long-term couple with staying power. So, one of these other men might be her rebound. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay with us.